Hey, so if you're like me, you're always looking to learn, and I think we should never stop learning. We should always learn. So I'm always looking to learn. And one thing that really changed my life is when I heard the story about the prophet Balaam and the donkey. It changed my life because if God was trying to use a donkey to speak to a prophet, it makes me know that I should always be looking out to and I should always be looking out to listen to what God is trying to tell me. It does not matter if it's a little baby, it's a little child, if it's somebody who hates my God, or who's somebody who's always looking for fault. Whatever everybody tells me or whatever transpires between me and another person, maybe right then and then I'm human, I might be defensive. If it's the person's trying to criticize or something, I might be defensive. But after everything happens, I go back and I think about what happened, and if there's a lesson to be learned, I take that. And if maybe whatever the other person was saying is not something that will be helpful to me, I just disregard it. But I think this is one thing we should do. We should always never look down the source of any information. Never disregard a message just because of the source. At least think about it, weigh the pros and cons, weigh maybe your stance, and see, okay, where does whatever this other person is saying, does it really hold water? So if you weigh it and you're like, you know what, whatever I believe in, I'm doing, I think that's what it is right for me. Well, that whatever that transpired really tested you to make you sure that you really believe in what you're doing. So okay, you didn't take whatever the other person said, because maybe the person's a naysayer, you're trying to do something, you're trying to move forward, and the person is saying that, oh, don't do it now, blah blah blah. But at least after you step back from the situation, try and weigh it. And if you weigh it and you realize that, no, there's this thing at the pit of my stomach, there's this knowing I have within my soul that I gotta go, at least the other person tested to see if you're really sure of what you're doing. So in the future, you knew that you were really certain of the move you made before you made it. And there's this saying, there's a sermon I heard, can anything good come from Nazareth? God sometimes uses unlikely people to send you a message, unlikely messengers. Or God sometimes chooses unlikely people to do certain things for him. So never ever look down on any source of information, because you might be surprised, because God is no respecter of person, and we can never ever put God in a box. So we should always, even your pets, whatever, always look out, we should pay close attention to our environment, and even if people are trying to criticize that, step back from it and weigh it and see if there's a message in for you. And hey, we will never stop learning, and will not overlook the source of our information. We'll at least weigh before, if we think we should disregard it, we disregard it. But spend time to at least weigh the message first before you probably abandon it or take it. So hey, onward and upward we going. Onward and upward we going. Hey, this necklace is the information is going to be down there. I like it a lot, because that's one thing. Accessories can, bling your look up, and hey, so let's do it. Onward and upward.